guys, what's going on? Cliff Jumper 1984, Red Rocks, your favorite Autobot, all day long and all day strong, like always, drinking that natty ice. It is Legend of Zelda month. Pretty much the only thing I did was give away Legend of Zelda stuff, which there's a necklace I'm giving away. If you check a few videos beforehand, one video game pickup I did in the middle of the month, I think I did it on the 15th. But there's another Triforce necklace I'm getting away. I'm going to throw a link below if you haven't, if you get to it by the end of the month, you could win a Triforce necklace. But anyway, other than my long play of The Adventures of Link, which you can see behind me, I'm actually at the last part where I'm going through the final palace to the end boss. But anyway, I didn't get to do anything outside of that, usually for Legend of Zelda month. 2 years ago, because last year I got so flippin' busy, but 2 years ago, I talked about what I thought about the cartoon series, some of the games and my opinions on them, and the ones I'd never played before, and why I haven't picked them up. This one is going to be a little bit dedicated to my idea of what I would like to see in a Legend of Zelda game, and maybe where I'd like to see it in the timeline. Oh, excuse me. And that's cool because, of course, with so many Legend of Zelda fans, everybody's got their own idea of what they'd like to see and, basically the factors of what the main gameplay of the game is. There's a lot of people out there who've also talked about, a futuristic steampunk kind of one with, an older Link. It's I don't know how I feel about that, but hey, maybe that's just because I'm such a Nintendo fanboy. There's a lot of people with their favorite, games, or and where they like, the games to be after that game or in that timeline, or places we haven't visited yet that are 100 years in between certain games and what happened in between there. For me, my favorite game, of course, is Legend of Zelda 2: The Adventures of Link, again, which is behind me. I don't know why it's my favorite game in the series, but it would be the game that would follow that. Only because, it'd be nice to go back to that, and it's just more of the simplistic idea. And it would be the same Link, too, I think. And, I guess Ganon's finally dead for good, so you'd have to have another evil, but the mechanic I would use, since Link actually has the 3 Triforces at the end of that game. He basically gets the Triforce of Courage. In the first game, Legend of Zelda 1 and 2, Legend of Zelda 1, you piece together the Triforce of Wisdom, right, from the 8 fragments. You beat Ganon, you get the Triforce of Power. Well, then on Legend of Zelda 2: The Adventures of Link, you're on the quest to get the 3rd Triforce, the Triforce of Courage, to put it together to await the real Princess Zelda. And you have the Triforce then, right? So you should be able to utilize that in the next game. Triforce, Wisdom, and Courage. They should all have a certain function. And that Link in that timeline, even who was it? Game Theorists came out with, who's the strongest Link, which I thought that was a really cool video. But they also did note that was the only Link that really could embody magic. So he would probably be able to use the Triforce so much, really utilize its power more so, and separately than its combined force. And I guess they really never touched on the Triforce powers as well as the actual cartoon did. The way Zelda always used the Triforce of Wisdom. She could see things and use it for other certain powers. Then she used it for a barrier, maybe. But it's just little things like that. I think it would be totally awesome. Equipping it would, do different things, but it would be like an idea of what would you do. Obviously, the Triforce of Power. Either you could do something where you could take command of some of the enemies. Or some embodiment stuff, or just you have extra strength. I just don't want it to be oh, the Triforce of Power is extra strength, Triforce of Wisdom does something more with your magic, and Triforce of Courage gives you maybe slightly more health for that time, or makes you more faster. I don't want to be so cliche about that. But then I want it to also be like when you're equipping them for a long period of time, there's going to be like a downfall to that. An example, a big example that's not canon, probably to either anything on the Legend of Zelda timeline. And here, what I'm taking it from is a comic I had that got put in a hardback. Was it the Valiant comics for the Legend of Zelda series? Here, I've got a hardback version I got way back in like 1995. Look at that. Paid $4.50 for this bitch. But it has like some of the best comics here. But anyway, there's an Legend of Zelda comic in there where Link actually gets the Triforce of Power. And then when you go, it takes you through the comics that are back to back, and he actually, the Triforce of Power, that's supposed to be Link right there fighting Ganon. It actually drives him mad with his lust for power and everything like that. It's just like, I don't know, that's the way I would feel. Like there's got to be some downfall to you equipping it or using it too much. Heck, there's even a spot here after you had it so long that he's starting to get Ganon-esque. But like, what type of style of game would you make it? Would you make, like the 2D scroll or something that I'd love in Adventures of Link? No. I mean, I'd like to see it in a 3D-esque realm, or kind of like the style they've been using for a while. I'd like to. That'd be the best way to do that. Of course, I would love to see another retro style Legend of Zelda. It's just where all the money's at. Where they're. Did I knock my camera? Anyway, well, just where the money's at right now in this retro style games like Shovel Knight and stuff like that, or like even how they did Double Dragon Neon, going back and doing something like that with Legend of Zelda would be kind of cool. I mean, it might be more simplistic back to the way it used to be, but I would be fine with that. That's a short idea of what I think, would be cool Zelda games. And my question is, what type of Zelda game would you want to see? Where would you like it in the timeline? Why would you like it? And what mechanics would you use? Man, I didn't even really talk about items, and that's a big staple of the Legend of Zelda series. But hey, throw that comment below, slap a like on this, and if you haven't subscribed already, and until next time, like always, drink on in.